Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Hazen Barrel Craftworks here in the Hazen Barrel Homestead and our humble whiskey room. I'm the Alchemist. Happy Wednesday. Happy week of Thanksgiving in this month of giving thanks. And happy Thanksgiving tomorrow being Thanksgiving. And I thought, as we're giving thanks, what better way to prep us for Thanksgiving than a good Thanksgiving cocktail? And being the old-fashioned alchemist, what better cocktail to be thankful for than a Thanksgiving old-fashioned? Well, what makes this one a Thanksgiving old-fashioned? I've got myself a simple syrup that has the flavors of Thanksgiving, in my humble opinion. And those flavors are, I take a brown sugar simple syrup, and I like to make it rich. I go 2-to-1. 2 servings of brown sugar to 1 of water. But then in there I add the flavors of Thanksgiving. I put some fresh cranberries in there as I simmer it down, crush a nutmeg, put that in there, a couple of cinnamon sticks, a little bit of orange zest, and then I let that simmer down to get those flavors melding together. And it's really nice how that cranberry shines through in there, and that the nutmeg and the cinnamon take backstage a little bit, just a hint in there, and it's a nice, very nice flavors of Thanksgiving. But as we make this cocktail, let's prep our glass first. And we'll do that here start with some brown sugar in the glass. Just a bar spoon in there. And we'll also wet that down with what better whiskey than Wild Turkey here for Thanksgiving week. I like to use Wild Turkey 101, and one thing I like about Wild Turkey is they use that number 4 char. And number 4 char, again, just a splash to wet this down. And then what I want to do here is get that brown sugar around the whole glass there. Now, as I was saying about that 101, that Wild Turkey, they use that number 4 char, and what I like about that number 4 char is they call it the alligator char. And what I like about it is that nice barrel. You get a nice barrel char. You taste that char on that Wild Turkey. Now what I want to do here is I do want to pour off that excess alcohol. And I just want to get the rest of that brown sugar around the glass. And then we're just going to caramelize that nicely. In that glass. Just caramelize that really nice with just a little bit of flame, just to caramelize it, just a little bit. Ah, yeah, smell that. Nice caramel in there. Now what I'd like to do also is get just a little bit of orange zest. I'm going to get a nice peel all that I need because I'm also going to use a little bit for the garnish in the end. So I'll get all of it right now. Get our knife, cut off a piece. And we'll just smoke that zest in there just a little bit. Rim the glass with that. And then I don't like to waste that orange, so when you get the orange like that and you use that zest, I don't like to waste it. So, man, I wish you can smell this. I wish you can smell that burnt zest in there, that burnt orange in there. Smells so nice, that caramelized brown sugar in there. What I like to do also too, after you use a orange like this, you can slice it up, sprinkle a little sugar on them, and you can dehydrate them for a nice orange effect there, and add one of those to the glass as well. And then let's get our cube in there too. And now our glass is prepped. Nice caramelized brown sugar around there, a little smoky orange zest in there. And that glass already smells divine to get started on our cocktail. Now, let's get our ingredients in. To go with that simple syrup, the simple syrups, I think I forgot to add that I put walnuts in there too. Walnuts, cranberries, cinnamon sticks, nutmeg. So to go along with that, I'm using walnut bitters. And let's not be shy on the bitters because they really make it good. So we'll get a few good dashes in there. And I like my old-fashioned sweet. And one nice thing about an old-fashioned is it's versatile on the fly. If you like it sweet, you add some extra simple syrup in there. If you don't like it sweet, you cut back on it. If you like it bitter, you add quite a bit more bitters in there. I'm going for a full ounce, maybe just a little bit shy of a full ounce of my simple syrup because I like those Thanksgiving flavors to shine through on this one. So there we go, just a touch shy of an ounce. And pour that in there. And now we'll go for 2 ounces of our wild turkey. Now let's give it a good shake. Gotta grab my strainer. And we'll strain this off in the glass. And like I said, I had walnuts in the syrup. I left a few whole, crushed a few up to get the flavors in there. But I think it'd be nice to top one off right on the top there. Like I said, we are going to use some of this orange zest or orange rind for a little bit more garnish. So we'll just cut that up nice. We'll take a cinnamon stick. We'll slide that through there. And just to go along with this nice smokiness and caramelize that we've got already, we'll just light up the end of that cinnamon stick. Just zest up that a little bit. Plop that in. And there we go. A nice Thanksgiving flavors, old fashioned. Now, how do we do? Well, we did pretty good. What's really nice on this one, the first thing you get is all that nice orange on the nose, and that I like the little bit of smokiness in there. I like the cranberry, and you do get a hint of that cinnamon and nutmeg in there, but the cranberry and brown sugar caramelization is the true winners, the true champion of this old fashioned, and all the hints of the caramelization and the smokiness that you have with this complements that wild turkey with that number 4 char. And to me, this is a great Thanksgiving old fashioned, a good one to share with family and friends as they're coming over, either to sit down and visit as they're waiting for your Thanksgiving meal, or if you make it as sweet as I do, a nice dessert cocktail. So, cheers to you all. Happy Thanksgiving. And as you all know, I'd love to have you coming back around. So, if you would, please hit that like, subscribe, and that bell. And if you don't mind, even give me a share to some of your family and friends. But most of all, please, take it easy. Don't drink and drive. Cheers.